Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to our weekly Saturday's English session. We'll start with a prayer. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे everyone together we can raise our hands up and chant together helplessly Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. By raising our hands up, we are telling the Lord that we are helpless. We need your mercy. And by chanting together, we are participating in this congregational chanting, which is the Yuga Dharma of this age. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam, panghum langhayate girim, yat kripa tamaham vande, Shri Gurum Dinatarnam, Paramananda Madhavam, Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. आनन्दलीला मयविग्रहाय हेमाभ्यदिव्यच्छविसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेहे रसप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते हरे कृष्णा हरि ओम तत्सत So once again, welcoming all of you for our this session. Our topic for today is that how can we be fearless in our constant struggle of this material existence. So, firstly, let me ask this question, okay? How many of us, like in our day-to-day scenarios, we undergo through multiple situations. It may be because of our own sickness. It may be of a relative sickness. It could be job related. It could be we could be traveling. We could be in a vehicle. We could be in an airplane. We could be in a car. Okay, and then suddenly, okay, turbulent conditions arises, and we are on the verge of getting into an accident, or we could be uh, there could be severe weather conditions. Yes, just yesterday there was a snowstorm here, like, okay, in Michigan. So in those situations, how many of you really feel that okay, it's a fearful situation, there is an anxiety, stress, turbulence going on within the heart as we go through that, like, okay, as we are into um, as we are treating a near loved one, uh, or for our own self, okay, where we see, okay, things are very difficult. How many would agree with that? You can raise your hands. Yes, I see Param Prabhu, Jyoti Mataji. Yes. So, okay, okay, fine. So so with with that, okay. So I thought that okay, this topic is very relevant. I want to uh, I want to share one thing as we start. Yes, thank you so much, Mataji. Yes. So as we start, look, I want to tell you one thing, okay. So um, so as we grew up, right? So this spirituality in our education system, okay, now with this with the current education system that we have across the globe, okay, earlier in the Vedic times, okay, the students used to go to the Gurukul. They were given the Vedic knowledge. They were also given the material knowledge so that they could come out, they could earn, and they could have the values in them, okay, and they could pursue the spirituality as they are doing this. Maharaja Parikshit, like one of the who is the grandson of Yudhishthir Maharaj. He was the king of this world, and he was perfectly fixed up in Krishna consciousness. Srimad Bhagavatam says that okay, how wonderfully he ruled the kingdom, and at the same time, like how wonderfully he gave values to the people, to his citizens. However, in today's world, if you see, the education system is quite a bit degraded. It is all about money. Money is the sweetest honey. Okay, and everyone is running after money, and the whole idea is about how we can earn money. um, but in this whole value chain, okay, what we do not realize in our run for money, we forget that whatever we are running after, we could lose it any moment. um, for those of you who do not know, like, okay, I want to share that okay, uh, like my wife, like, okay, she was struggling through a cancer for more than 4 years. And obviously, she had a brave fight. But at the end of it, like, okay, when she left her body in the hospital, she could not even take her specs, right? I mean, leave apart the other things actually, whatever her, where her, whatever she had taken to the hospital, when her clothing, like, okay, nothing, like, okay, the soul doesn't take anything, right? So we say, right, this person, this person passed away. So the body is still there, but the soul is the one that is going into the new journey. Why I'm saying this is, firstly, in order to be fearless, we have to understand what our real identity is. Bhagavad Gita says Krishna, who is the manufacturer of this body. See, like no one, none of us, or none of our parents, or none of our grandparents, or any doctor manufactured our body. The body is actually um, is is getting developed in the womb of a mother. The mother is not really participating in creating that body. But Srimad Bhagavatam, like nowadays, medical technologies are getting there. They go, they do an ultrasound, they see what is happening. Oh, this fingers are seen. Oh, this, the head has developed. But Srimad Bhagavatam, which is called Amal Purana. Amal Purana means spotless Puran. That goes into vivid details, and it says exactly into the development of a child in the mother's womb. It tells exactly in what week what thing will come up. Okay, when the hands get developed, when the body parts get developed, when the soul comes in, and when the brain gets developed, all that is given in very vivid details. So for those who do not know, Srimad Bhagavatam is a compendium, like, okay, it covers astrology, astronomy, this medical sciences. It covers, like, okay, it covers, like, okay, what are the things which we should do, what are the things we should not do, and most importantly, what it covers is, in this material world, as we are faced with difficulties, what did, it has a case study of great devotees. What did they do? What was their consciousness while going through that journey, and how can we learn through that, which is very important. So why I was saying about this soul is, okay, when we learn that Krishna is saying that our real identity is we are the spirit soul. We are part and parcel of Krishna. Somehow or other, each and all of us have gone through various bodies, and we have transcended various bodies. As our this body gets um, as we leave this body, we take another body. Just like we change our dress every day or multiple times in a day sometimes. So similarly, the soul also changes bodies. And when we get a new dress, do we become happy or we become sad? Who can say that? I can, I can, happy. Okay, Nandini Priya Mataji is saying we become happy. So similarly, when the soul is also getting a new body, the soul is also very happy about it. Okay, that the soul is getting a new body. But at the same time, uh, internally, like when we are leaving our body, at that time, an anxiety works for everyone. Okay, that oh my oh I'm about to die, and this dying gives such a feeling that okay, I'm losing everything. Why does it give that feeling? Because we were attached to many things. The more we are attached to things, that much difficulty it gives for one who is about to leave the body. So does that mean like okay, we don't love anyone, we become like stone hearted, and we don't care about anyone and completely remain detached? No, that is not what we are talking about. What we are talking about is, if we relate, if we keep Krishna in the center, and if we understand that okay, yes, this family that I have is being given by Krishna, and this is Krishna's family. I am here as a caretaker to take care of them. Every time, every moment, praying to Krishna that, okay, Krishna, I'm taking care of your children and I am trying to do bhakti. I may be a beginner, but what I am trying to do is every day as I am in my daily routine, like the husband goes outside to work, and they when they earn, they bring some flowers home, they bring some vegetables home, the wife cooks that. In some cases, some of you may not be married, but then okay, if you look at it that way, like, okay, if you are earning, um, if you if you bring some Lakshmi home, like, okay, you can bring it, you can use it for buying Krishna's flowers, you can use it to make vegetables and food, which you anyway do, but then you offer it to Krishna. By doing that, what happens is, now you are bringing, you are building a relationship with Krishna. What happens then is, Krishna's energy starts playing in your life. This is very important. What happens is, when Krishna's energy plays a role in our life, then our life starts changing. Let me give an example, and then we will go into one bhajan which goes in very vivid details on this. So an example is there is a you have heard that Krishna killed Kamsa, but before Krishna kills Kamsa, let us all of us, with the help of a time machine, think that okay, we are in a virtual time machine, go back 5,000 years back when Krishna was physically present in this planet. Krishna is still present in this planet. How? Kali Kale Naam Rupe Krishna Avatar. He is present in the name of in holy name. But when he was physically present at that point of time, we will go to a particular incident. Krishna is coming from, he was staying in Vrindavan, and then Kamsa invites him, come for a fight. Kamsa said that okay, he did not tell Krishna that okay, come for a fight. What he did is he sent his uncle to get Krishna. And when Krishna reached Mathura, Kamsa is planning here. He got one elephant which has so much strength. Like, okay, it has im- he got one elephant which is a very powerful elephant, and it is also a mad elephant. Okay, so and then he got boxers, Chamur and Mushtik, okay, who have the strength of almost 10,000 elephants each. He got them, okay, he got them ready for a wrestling match. Krishna doesn't know. Krishna doesn't know about this, and he's coming. But that is what he has not been informed. He's thinking Krishna as a normal person, but Krishna is coming to Vrindavan. He's walking with his Gopa friends. Balram is also there. Okay, and as they're walking, they come and they see a a, a person, okay, selling flower garland. Okay, this flower garland, he goes to this flower garland and he asks, "Can you give me a garland?" And the name of this flower garland, uh, I would say vendor, his name is Sudama. And what this vendor does is he gives a garland to Krishna, he gives a garland to Balramji, he gives a garland to all the Gopa friends, his best garlands. Krishna sees that, he's very happy with that. And he blesses him and he says that, okay, ask me for something. And he asks for three boons. Will not, and those are very beautiful boons, but I'll skip that part and I will go one more step. They start walking from there, and then Krishna sees a hunchback. Hunchback means like, okay, her name is Kubja. So this hunchback lady, okay, she's like bent. What do we call this in Hindi, Param Prabhu? Like, can you help me? I thought, okay, you may be able to help me with that. Those who are hunchback, those who are bent, like, is there a term or Kamlesh Prabhu, like anything? Uh, Anything that you can think of? Yes, Soma Mataji, yes, please unmute and share. What would you call a hunchback in Hindi? Oh, Hare Krishna, Amal Hari Gaur Prabhu, Jai Ho. I'm saying, yes. So, what do we call a hunchback, Soma Mataji? You are in muted.
Yes, Prabhu. I was unable to unmute actually. It's called cupboard.
In Hindi,
Yes, yes,
Kubert,
yes.
who are bent actually. We see many old
The
people who
hump.
are bent like that. Hump, yes. So, with that, this hunch, this Kubja lady, she's totally hunchback, okay, a very, and she's very, very, um, what to say, she is very ugly and she's a servant of Kamsa. I want you to listen this very carefully because every detail of this is very, very important. This lady is very ugly. She has a hump. She's a hunchback. Her name is Kubja. Most people make fun of her. And this lady, what she does is she uh, she makes perfume. She makes perfumes for Kamsa. She's a she's appointed by Kamsa to give her this perfume. She makes the best perfumes, and Kamsa takes those perfumes. Everyone appreciates her perfumes, but no one appreciates her. That is the nature of this material world, where your services will be used, but there will be lack, dearth of appreciation for the person. Um, there is a very wonderful uh, uh, what is that? There is a wonderful statement that I remember by my spiritual master, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, Shri Radhanath Swami Maharaj ki jai. So he says one wonderful thing. He says, in an evolved human society, people love people and they use things. So people, they love people and they use things. That is how it is in an evolved society. But unfortunately, the way the world is today, people love things and they use people to get these things. This is the reason that there is so much crisis of trust in this world, and it creates so many problems in relationships. For this reason, he also says, when our relationships are based upon values, we can trust each other. We can only be trusted when we are trustworthy, when we are faithful, when we have a higher integrity than what the mind and senses are always demanding. This is a very, very important statement, because if we look at the world around, we can see how true this is. How many of you would agree with this? Do you find this relevant? Okay, you can raise your hands. Yes, Jyoti Mataji is saying yes. What about others? Okay, do you find it? Okay, yes, yes, I see this. Okay, Ashoka Kashal Charan Prabhu. Yes, I see Nandini Premataji. Yes. So yes, so with this relevance, okay, why I'm saying so is Kubja was in that situation, and in that difficult situation, as Kubja was, in that one day, like, okay, she was on her way to deliver the perfumes, and while she was on her way, um, Krishna, Balram, along with the Gopa friends, they approached her and they said that Krishna asked, "Can you give me some nice perfumes?" Krishna, like his color is blackish blue, very very much like the clouds. That is the beautiful color of Krishna. Is most beautiful. Is Krishna means all attractive. Anyone who sees Krishna, they immediately they cannot stop appreciating Krishna. And anyone who has real darshan of Krishna, okay, or who hears the pastime, their heart gets so purified they cannot stop hearing about Krishna. That is the beauty of Krishna. So when Krishna asked about this, then Kubja, she thought, okay, though this is blackish blue color, she gave some matching, like, okay, this perfumes had some colors also. She applied some matching color perfumes like on Krishna's face. And then he saw that, okay, Balramji and Gopa friends, she started applying for Balramji. And then Gopa friends says, okay, me also, me also. And then she was applying for everyone. She was applying perfume along with this decoration for everyone. And then everyone was so much happy. And when all of them became so happy, you know what Krishna did? Krishna stepped on her, Krishna put gently his foot on the foot of Krishna, like, pressed her foot, and then he held her chin like this, and lifted it. As Krishna lifted her chin, Kubja, who was a hunchback, very ugly, suddenly her hunchback became straight. She became straight and she became so much beautiful, just like an heavenly Apsara. Now, all this was happening on the road when Kubja was asked for this. This is Krishna who is coming to Kamsa, and Kamsa has invited everyone in the stadium to observe this fight. And Kubja is going there to deliver the perfume. Everyone is seeing that, okay, she is offering these perfumes to Krishna. If anyone complains, Kubja loses her life. With that risk, but with fear, with no fear in her heart, when Kubja gave this, Krishna reciprocated accordingly. Krishna says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyam. As you reciprocate with me, so I reciprocate with you accordingly. To the extent you reciprocate with me, I reciprocate with you accordingly. So this hunchback lady became a heavenly, beautiful. She became as beautiful and as heavenly Apsara, and then all the people who were around, like they had not seen this kind of mystic thing. They were like, okay, oh, how can we serve? What is it that we can serve? They started, oh Krishna, take this. Oh Krishna, take this. Like, okay, they started offering to Krishna, and Krishna is like, Krishna is in a state of like, okay, he's in most happy to accept like, okay, the offering. So why we are saying this? Like, okay, because when we offer with love and heart, it's not about like, okay, what we offer, but it is about the intent, about the consciousness with which we offer. Oh Krishna, when we offer our bhoga, if we say to Prabhupada, because Prabhupada is very dear to Krishna, we cannot reach, like if in India, if we think, we cannot reach Narendra Modi directly, but if we know a local MLA, through him it is very easy to reach. अरे मेरा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं हो रहा है, आप जरा मोदी जी को बताइए ना, ये स्टेट लेवल का बाहर का है. और in US we cannot reach Biden directly, but if someone knows a local senator, then if they contact a local senator, our news will go there. So similarly, Prabhupada is very dear. We cannot reach Krishna directly, but if we pray to Prabhupada, then our message is definitely reaching Krishna. So if we pray to Prabhupada, when we carry our bhoga and we say, Prabhupada, what can we offer you? What is our value? See, in this gamut of this entire universe, what is our value? We are just tiny, insignificant. Okay. What is the value of this thing? One roti and this rice. Krishna owns everything. Like he owns the entire creation. And in that, like, is that rice, chapati, or you may have made chappan bhog also, but that is that of much value? But even if we have made one item, if we say that, okay, what is our value and what is the value of these things? Oh Prabhupada, please accept this. We have brought this out of love. There is absolutely like, what is our value? What is the value of these things? But I have brought this out of love for you. Please accept this. And if we say this with our deepest gratitude in our heart, then our bhoga will definitely get accepted. We may not know any mantras, it does not matter. But if we start our journey with this, then we are definitely making advancement. There is no doubt about it. So with the intensity of love that we offer, that really makes a lot of difference. So as why I shared this Kubja's thing is, she had all reasons to be fearful, but she was serving Krishna fearlessly. Think about it, okay? When you are trying to do something, people around you, they are totally antagonistic to you, and they know that, okay, they hate you when you do something like this, like you are doing some devotional activities, but still when you are persistent on this, Krishna will reciprocate. There is no doubt about it. Also, like some may have very difficult situations. Okay, some may be very busy with work or busy with their other activities. What lesson do we get amidst our difficult times? Also, when we take this, that really Krishna reciprocates. So having said that, let us move into a very beautiful Vaishnav bhajan, which is all about fearlessness. It tells us about the the sutra of how we can be fearless in this particular material world. What is it that makes us fearless, and how we can get there? So far, let me just take a pause and ask, like, okay, does anyone have any questions so far? If not, then we can proceed. Okay. So there is one thing I want to say, like, okay, many people, um, there is always this, it's not really a tug of war, but in the material world, there is always this thing like, okay, oh, science versus spirituality. So many people believe in science. Okay. And I have best doctors, I have the best facilities. What is the need for all these things? Has this question struck any of you, or has this question struck any of your near and dear ones? Like, okay, oh, I have so much, like science is so much advanced. Like, okay, why do I need God? Like, okay, does this seem relevant? Anyone? You can raise your hand. No one is raising hand. You have never come across this question. Okay, let me make sure everyone is hearing. Let me ask this. Okay, Nandini Priya Mataji is saying like, no, you have not come across this. Anyone else? Okay, let me ask this in the opposite way. Okay, those who have not come across this situation, they can raise their hand. Okay, Soma Mataji is saying she missed the question. So my question is, have you come across, have in your heart, or have you come across people who say that, okay, I have this science, like, okay, why do we need this spirituality? Science is so much advanced, like, okay, nowadays, and there is, okay, Soma Mataji is raising her hand, like, okay, but others, like, okay, you don't feel so? So I'll ask, I'll ask particularly Sumita Mataji, Jyoti Mataji, Param Prabhu, you don't feel so? Or you have not come across people who feel so? Okay, so I'm hearing back. It's no. Okay, Jyoti Mataji is saying so. Yes, Param Prabhu is saying yeah, sort of. Okay, so why I'm saying that is because many times, like, okay, our faith on science is so much, but if you look at it, like, okay, just think about it. Without spirituality, without Krishna, Krishna is saying, Aham Bija Prajapita. I am the seed giving father of all living entities. So we have so many types of. We all like to eat, right? Is there anyone who does not like to eat? Who does not? Or uh, how many of you really like to have good food? Let me put it this way. Okay. Nandini Priya Mataji is super honest, actually. Yes, everyone is super honest. I can see all the hand going up. Okay. So every one of us, including myself, okay, we all love to eat food. Consider, see, Krishna says, why we are in this material world? Because we have we have become bahirmukh to Krishna. We have put our face away from Krishna. Okay. Because of our forgetfulness of Krishna, we have come to this material world. Now think about this. We have so many varieties of food. Has science produced even one item? Like all these trees, different kind of you see this different kind of trees, apple tree, mango tree. How many of you like apple juice? Sumita Mataji likes apple juice. Okay, Sumita Mataji likes apple juice. Anyone likes apple juice? No one likes apple juice. Oh, Sumita Mataji is raising. Okay, how many of you like mango juice? Okay, Ashok Keshav Charan Prabhu is, Jyoti Mataji is raising her hand. Sumita Mataji is again raising her Param Prabhu. Then there is watermelon juice. Then there is then there are so many types of chiku shake is there, right? And so many types of fruits and so many types of vegetables. There is milk is there, cow milk, like, with this so many pedas, okay, ghee, butter, so many types of things can be made. Rasgullas, right? All this type of things can be made. Has science helped really in producing any of this thing? Can science produce even one seed of any one tree? There are so many varieties which are there. Let's say, and consider this fact that those who are averse to Krishna, those who have forgotten Krishna, for them Krishna is giving something like this. He has given so much varieties so that his children can enjoy, just like a loving father. Like when my father used to come, like when I was small child, when my father used to come from a tour, or he would come back from office, myself and my sister would go and check his bag, that what he has brought for us, and then he would always have some gifts for us. Okay, he would have uh, something for us which will make us so happy, actually. So just like a loving father, even if the children have forgotten the father, but still the father is so loving that he has provided. Consider the fact that, okay, if there was only rice and nothing to eat along with that, all morning rice, breakfast rice, lunch rice, and evening rice, and nothing, no dal also. How would that? How would our life be? We may live 100-year life, but all life we have only rice. Who would like it? I see only Sumita Mataji has raised her hand. You would like that, Sumita Mataji? With only rice? Sumita Mataji took her hand off. Okay, just with rice. Now think about this. In this material world, if we are angry with someone, okay, we don't reciprocate with them, but we have forgotten Krishna. Despite that, what kind of facility is giving us? Can you imagine? Okay, if water would have not been there, what would have our life been? Can science manufacture water? If this science can study that, okay, uh, how this cloud formation is happening, and how the rainwater is coming, but has any of this being done by science? Has there been even one tree, like, okay, anything, like, okay, has this air that we have, that Krishna is giving us, like, okay, has this air been given by been manufactured by any of us, any of the scientists? Nothing, 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 absolutely nothing. So Krishna is saying this in Bhagavad Gita. He's telling in his opulences that Krishna is giving, he's providing each and every of these things. He's providing the vegetables. He's providing the taste in the vegetable. How this different vegetables taste? Think about it. If all of them had different shapes, but they all tasted the same, would it have been much of use? He loves variegatedness, and he's giving so much variegatedness to everyone. But here there is one catch. Think about it. Like, okay, if we take rasgulla, right? Like, I know in my college days there are people who used to eat lots, and I've seen very recently also. You eat one rasgulla, you get a lot of fun. You have 5 rasgullas, you have still a lot of fun. But if someone takes 20 rasgullas, 50 rasgullas, who would think that would be fun? If Ashok Keshav Charan Prabhu and many of you raised your hands, okay, I was hearing, like, I have come across people, okay, who had mango juice, but they had like several glasses of mango juice, and then next day when they go to the toilet, they are like, ah, because because there is a stomach upset, right? So 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 in the material world, when we have this, when we have in excess, there's a problem. Okay, the spiritual world is all about no problem, only bliss and only enjoyment. You can have as much as you want. Okay, you don't have to really think that, okay, oh, can I really eat it? Will my stomach support it or not? Nothing like that. See, look at a very easy example. Narad Muni. Narad Muni. Now we know that, okay, our Sumita Mataji is in US, Kamlesh Prabhu is in US. Okay, then uh, like, to come to US, you need a visa, right? Obviously, like, Kamlesh Prabhu may be a very, he 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 may have come long back, but many people go through this immigration process, and that's a very long ordeal. Even within India, if you see one person has to go from one place to another place, they need a ticket to go there. But Narad Muni, if you take his example, he's a spiritual personality. He's very dear to devotee. He's very dear to Lord Krishna. He does not need any visa, any ticket, anything. In fact, he is a flying spaceship actually. He can go anywhere. He can go to Kailash, he can meet Lord Shiva, he can go to Krishna, he can go to Vaikuntha, he can go to material world also. He can fly wherever he wants, and he's always chanting the name Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Why I'm saying Narad Muni is, think about, like, okay, I told this in an earlier class. What was Narad Muni's qualification for this? What was his past life? He was the son of a maid servant. He was the son of a maid servant. And from there, Narad Muni became a, he he got all visa permits for not just all countries, but all planets, and beyond all planets into the spiritual world also. So I will cover this, okay, about Narad Muni in our subsequent class, how this transformation happened. Let me ask this: how many of you really want to know this, like how this transformation of Narad Muni really happened? How from a maid servant son, like, okay, this person becomes so much exemplary that he actually has complete travel. Yes, okay, thank you for your response. So basically, I have a plan, like, okay, I want to cover that, because we consider this, like, okay, we need a travel ticket, we have to spend money to go there, but Narad Muni has complete, like, he has the ability to go anywhere he wants. This is the power of spiritual world. There is, even if someone is doing bhakti also, they may have some limitations, like while trying to do bhakti. Once the person is in spiritual world, they can perform bhakti without any impediments. There is absolutely no impediments. How many of you really want to do that? Like, because many a times, like, okay, we may have that, okay, I want to do, but you know what, I'm not being allowed to do this. Or, oh, my situation is like this, I'm not able to do this. How many of you have actually felt this thing, like, okay, I want to do more, but my current situation is really inhibiting me from doing this? Yes, thank you for your honest responses. So if you really want to do this, what I really would suggest to you is cultivate a desire that I want to become a pure devotee. Daily, when you pray, when you get up, when you before you go to sleep, multiple times in a day, pray to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, I really want to become a pure devotee. Please show me the direction. Please give me that direction. I do not know anything, but please connect me to those pure souls who can take me in that right direction. I do not want to live a contaminated life, and I want to live a pure life. Please help me, Srila Prabhupada. Please engage me in this, in your service, because Srila Prabhupada is pure devotee of Krishna. When we serve a pure devotee, we become pure. Automatically, we have those transcendental qualities. So that being said, we will come to this bhajan. Okay, very interesting bhajan. Please hear this very carefully. this is the this is a bhajan written by Srila Govindas Kaviraj, and it's titled as Bhajau Re Mana. Very important. So I'll first sing the bhajan, and then we'll go through this. We'll spend about 15 minutes on this, and then we can stop for today. भजहु रे मना श्री नंदनंदना भय चरणार विंदरे. Once again, to remind you, why are we singing this bhajan? This bhajan has the formula for fearlessness. What is the formula for being fearless? Anyone who really wants to be fearless, okay, we should hear this very carefully, because we are constantly exposed to situations which make us fearful in this material world. We all want to be fearless, but then we are subjected to the laws of this nature, and then it makes us very fearful. दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे तरहु रे भव सिंधु रे सीता आतप बत बरीशन ए दिन जामिनी जागी रे विफले से विनु चपल कृपन दुर्जन चपल सुखल बलागी रे ए धन यौवन पुत्र परिजन इथ के अच परती रे कमल दल जल जीवन तलमल भजहु हरिपद नीति रे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास्य रे पूजन सखी जन आत्मा निवेदन गोविंद दास अभिलाष रे. So this is a beautiful, these words that I sung, like, okay, these are written by Govindas Kaviraj. And when we hear this, when we sing this, this is very purifying, because the songs of the Acharyas are actually Shabda Brahma. They are purifying to the heart. When we hear about this, they purify our heart. They actually, and when we make desires to such exemplary Vaishnavas, when we are singing the song that pleases Krishna, we can sing it besides Prabhupada also. It pleases Srila Prabhupada, and we can get those divine qualities. We can advance transcendently into bhakti. So let us hear about this. What is this saying? Bhajahu re mana Shri Nanda Nandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare. So Govindas Kaviraj is saying, O mind, O mana, bhajahu re man, O mind, bhaja means worship. Worship Shri Nandanandan. Who is the who is the Nandan of Nanda Maharaj? Nandan means child of Nanda Maharaj. Who is the child of Nanda Maharaj? Does anyone know? Nanda Maharaj's son. Does anyone know who is Nanda Maharaj? Yes, Jyoti Mataji is right. That is Krishna. Nanda Maharaj's son is Krishna. Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya, their son is Krishna. Oh, oh mind, worship, worship the son of Nanda Maharaj, that is Krishna. Then what will happen? Abhaya charanara vindare. When you worship that Lord, then what will happen is we will become fearless. Now, have you seen Krishna anytime? Okay, you can all tell me, and I'll just turn off this share for a moment. But have you seen, any of you have seen Krishna in a very morose face like this? Any picture of Krishna which is very morose, or he's very stressed, like, okay, what will happen now to the world? Has anyone seen this kind of picture? I mean, think about it. Like, okay, when Krishna was dancing, uh, was on the hood of Kalia, he was dancing and he was playing his flute. Okay, think about this. Krishna on the hood of Kalia was dancing happily and playing his flute. Is there anyone of you who will be very happy seeing a snake around? Is there anyone like, who will be very happy? You can, or how many of us will be fearful actually seeing a snake around? Yeah, okay. Kamlesh Prabhu is saying, yeah, you will not be happy seeing a snake around, right? so, that is Krishna, because he is wherever he's always in bliss. He is Satchit Anand. He's always in Anand, and he is the bestower of Anand. Anyone who takes his shelter also becomes in full Anand. So Govindas is saying, Durlabha manava janama satsange tarahu e bhava sindhure. This manav janma is durlabh. Durlabh means very, very rare. We discussed this in our earlier class that, okay, of 8 million, 8.4 million species, okay, human species is very, very rare. And it is out of, uh, after a very, very long time, we get this human body. But, and in this human body, we have the ability, it is said, satsange. If we take satsang, if we take the sangha, if we take the association of saintly persons, then what will happen is Tarahu e bhava sindhure. Bhava sindhu is this material world, and Tarahu means we can cross over this material world. That means we don't have to come to this material world for all these troubles. Now tell me this thing, okay? How many of you really, really like this material world? Or let me put it this way: how many of you would agree that there are troubles in this material world where we are constantly put into trouble? It could be job related, it could be health related, it could be family related, it could be many other related. How many of you would agree? Would you agree, okay? Yes, thank you for your honest opinions, okay? So if we are in that situation, okay, and Bhagavad Gita says that, okay, there are three types of problems that one person is constantly, this three types of problems that comes to everyone: problem due to body and mind, bodily problems, and mind related problems, stress, depression, anxiety, those kind of things, And then bodily is like, diseases like, okay, cancer, malaria, all this cold cough, all this flu things, many things, right? And then second is problem due to other living entity. I may be good or I may be having problem due to this mind and all this body, but then other living entities are also troubling me. It could be human beings also, it could be our relatives also, it could be other boss or neighbors or other non-human beings also who are troubling me, just like coronavirus. Okay, and then third is problem due to natural disaster. I may have gone to a trip, but there was a landslide. I'm stuck somewhere. Okay, or many people have gone to a trip and then there was an earthquake and they died there. So, in this rare human life, if we take satsang, then we can cross over this material world so that we make a permanent solution to the problems. And the and and also the Bhagavad Gita says that there are four problems that no one of us really want, and it is guaranteed that it will come to us: birth, death, old age, and disease. Can anyone of us really save us from old age? No. Can anyone of us save us from death? No. Can anyone of us say that okay, I will I will not have disease? No. Can any of you, right, really choose your parents before you come to this material world? No. We don't choose it. Like we have come in, and then at that point, like okay, whatever house we are in, and then we follow that tradition actually. And then like okay, once we are in many people like, okay, because of the way they are born, some people may be born in poor family, they have to undergo the sufferings of that, of where they are born. They have no choice. In this human life we may be having opulent situation, but there is no guarantee that after this we may be having an opulent situation. There was one person who told Prabhupada that, okay, Prabhupada, I think a dog life is better because this dog is so much nice. um, I mean, this was one person like who just came, some foolish person who came and said, but this dog life is so opulent. Like, okay, see this pet dog, they are always being so much cared. Even human beings also do not. So I want to be a dog in my next life. Please, Prabhupada, please bless me to be a dog. Actually, he was challenging Prabhupada, and at the end of it, he came. Then Prabhupada said, okay, I bless you that okay, you become a dog in your next life. But as a dog, they don't know where they will become a dog. You know that there are dogs on which like I've seen in India, like people put firecrackers on the tail of the dog, and the dog is constantly under a terrible anxiety. It's so painful. But there are people like who do not, who just think about their own happiness. They do not think about the other living entities. That's how it is, this material world. Okay, so moving on to the next. Sita atapa Batabarishana Edina Jamini Jagire. Sita Atapa. Sita. So here, if you look at the translation here, it says, okay, that Sita Atapa is, Sita is winter and Atapa is like very heat. Okay, so both in the day and night, I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and the rain. And then there is, that means like okay, if you look at it, um at whether it is winter, summer, day, night, like okay, at all point of time, like okay, if you see there is summer, there is winter, we like, when there is winter we like, okay, I want summer. In Michigan there is an extreme winter now, so we say okay, we like summer. But then if we go to India, we go to Nagpur or places where the summer is terrible, then we like, okay, I like to go into cold places. Then we, for a change, we think okay, if there is a rain then it's better, but if we go to Mumbai rains then it is terrible. So that way we are always suffering the pains of these dualities of this world. Similarly, there is happiness and there is distress. When there is distress, we think, okay, I want to be happy, Krishna. And when there is happiness, we forget Krishna. Then again, there is distress. We're like, okay, Krishna, I want you in my life. So, so here it is saying, Bifale se vinu kripana durajana chapala sukhalaba lagire. Bifale se vinu. That means for uselessly we are serving whom? Kripana Durjana. Kripana Durjana means Kripana Durjana means like these are like wicked people. Okay. Kripan means miserly and Durjan means wicked. Okay, so we are just serving wicked, miserly people. Miserly means like, okay, miser by their heart. Chapala sukhala balagire. For a flickering happiness, for a fraction of happiness, we are just trying to serve this type of people. Let us take an example. Okay, many people, okay, they may be working, and in their work, okay, many people, okay, in the corporate, I have seen this, that if you need a promotion, if you need good thing, you have to be in good books of the boss. And uh, many times being in the good books means like, okay, you have to go out with them for parties, and you have to take beverages which are forbidden, like which are alcoholic drinks. I have been in situations like that, like, okay, and I just fortunately, when I was in Krishna consciousness, I thought that, okay, I'm not going there. There was Dean Pawan Goranga Prabhu was there with me in that same office, and he said, like, okay, see, he told me one very nice principle, and I really, from my heart, I believe that if Krishna has to keep you in this work, then no one can take you out, and if Krishna has to take you out, then no one can actually keep you in the work. So it's a beautiful thing. Like similarly, so even if you see, like, okay, many people are trying to serve family members. If you ask them that, okay, they'll say, okay, I just want to be a good husband, I just want to be a good wife. Okay, and they are trying to serve. But then if you see, when there is no Krishna, there is this word bhavan. Have you heard this word bhavan? Earlier, the um, names of the houses will be like, okay, Anand Bhavan, or uh, Trilok Bhavan, like that. And the Bhavan has a significance. Bha stands for Bhagwan, and one means so one. If Bhagwan is not present in that house, then if you remove the Bha, then it becomes a one, and one means forest. And you know who lives in forest? Animals. And what do the animals do? They fight. Okay. So if we are trying to serve people, even whether it is in a house, office, wherever, like, okay, what will happen is, when in good times, like, okay, our services will be accepted. But if things do not go their way, then uh, there will be fights. If office is not performing well, will be thrown out. There is no doubt about it. Uh, so that's how this material world is. I want to share one thing. Like, okay, uh, we all know Dinapawan Goranga Prabhu. So Dinapawan Goranga Prabhu, this is several years back, like, okay, about 10 years back, 9 or 10 years back, we both used to work together. And once Dinapawan Goranga Prabhu, this is a so we all want to be fearless. This is a real example around that. So hear this very carefully. One day, Dinapawan Goranga Prabhu told me that, you know, my boss has told me that my office, we were both working together, and he said, like, okay, my boss told me that my project is over and they do not have any budget for me, so they are laying me off. And first thing, like, it was like an shock for me that, okay, oh, I'm going to lose this most wonderful association. He will not be in the same office. Then I was like, okay, Prabhu, then let me look in my project, this project, that project. And he said, okay, you can look for that. but but then he said that, okay, you know what? It's been a long time since I have been to Dham. Okay, so I want to go to Vrindavan, Mayapur, and Jagannath Puri. And I am just sharing this with you, but I don't want to share it with anyone else. I don't even want to share it with my family. So I want to go there, go to Dham for few months. And he did that. He, for 4 5 months, he spent his time like blissfully in Dham. After coming back also, he engaged in the service of Radha Kunjuberi about 2 3 months. He was 8 months practically without a job. And I'll be very honest, it's not that I knew his his economic condition also, his financial condition also. It was not a great financial condition. Okay, it was practically He did not, I mean, he happily, like before he went, he took a credit card from here, and on that credit card he made all the expenses for the harm. He went there, he spent his time happily, and his family was very happy that okay, they are getting a long vacation. They did not know that he did not have a job. And then like when he comes back, like okay, every day he used to go out of his house and he would go to serve Shishi Radha Kunjuberi, and he would come back at the same time. Okay, and when I saw him every day, I was getting more and more amazed. I was thinking this situation would have caused so much anxiety and stress for me. And in my heart, I desired, I need this life. I don't want to live the life that I have, a life full of anxiety and stress. I need exactly this life. Because we are not talking about age old scriptures. We are talking about a personality who is following scriptures. Because if following scriptures can give us this, how many of you would agree that this situation would have caused stress and anxiety for us? You can raise your hand. Okay, yes. I see all of you. Sumita Mataji that would have not caused stress and anxiety for you? Okay. Yes, Sumita Mataji is also raising. I thought no. So with that situation, okay, Deenpawan Gauranga Prabhu was in total bliss, and he was, see, when you deal with a situation, right, somehow or other, like if you're trying to act something, it somehow or other comes out, and 8 months is a very long time. He was not going like okay, like he had some money and he was using his savings. He was going against a credit card, like okay, and he had full faith in Krishna. Just like the father protects his children, he thought, okay, this is Krishna is when Krishna has given me this, that means he wants me to take some time off. He sees Krishna in every situation. This is the power of sadhu sangha. When we get this right, we all want this. There is no one who doesn't want this. We all are looking for happiness. We are all looking for completely fearlessness, anxiety free, stress free life. This is what our scriptures are giving us. Let's move further. ए धन यौवन पुत्र परिजन इथे की आछे परती तीरे. What is the assurance? What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons, and family members? So, what this means is that if one is having a lot of wealth, what is the assurance? I'll give you an example. Henry Ford, who is the founder of Ford Motors, he was asked this question once. What is the secret of your success? And Henry Ford said, anytime I anytime I crack something, like I'm performing in one role very well, I create my own backup. Like as a director, I create my own backup. Like even like as a founder, like okay, I have my backups. Okay, so he was asked, like, okay, from health perspective, what is your backup? Like, okay, can you really um, can you really I mean, if there is any serious issue or with health, what is your backup? He had a hospital 2 minutes away from his home. Now Henry Ford is so rich, he has the ability to have helicopters at his home also, and he can, and this is driving 2 minutes distance, I'm telling, where he can reach the hospital. But when his last time came, like, okay, when he was in the moment of his leaving his body, at that time he did not even get 2 minutes to go to that hospital. All that money, everything that is there, that was not of much use. We look at Steve Jobs. Many people want, like, okay, yes, I want to be managing director, I want to be this, that. But Steve Jobs, when he was diagnosed with cancer, he was asked at the very end that, Steve, what do you think? What is the future of Google? He said, forget about that. He asked his doctors, can you give me 6 months time? Doctor said, no, sorry, we cannot give you so much time. And then Steve Jobs was crying, he was begging. And on the other hand, like on a spiritual personality, the disciple of Srila Prabhupada, his holiness Bhakti Tirth Swami Maharaj, he had melanoma cancer, and the melanoma cancer is like a terrible cancer which causes terrible pains in the bones. Okay, his legs had to be amputated, both the legs were amputated, and he was in so much bliss. He was saying that, okay, it cannot get better than this. My spiritual master, Param Pujya Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he was with him on his in his last days for about 3 months, and he would read Srimad Bhagavatam to him. They would have spiritual discussions, and my spiritual master was saying that, okay, he would say, it cannot get better than this. I would not want to trade my situation with anyone in this world. Can you imagine? And at that moment, when he was in that deepest painful condition, at that moment, he was inspiring many people. Have anyone heard of this Muhammad Ali, who was a boxer? You can raise your hand. Um, yes, Param Prabhu has heard. So he was a counselor for Muhammad Ali. Yes, Kamlesh Prabhu is raising her. He was a counselor for Nelson Mandela. Okay, he was counseling people left and right, leaders, top leaders. He was counseling in that situation. Can you imagine? How many of you really, really from the bottom of your heart, you feel that, okay, this is what I want, no matter what my situation is. I really, really want to be fearless. I want to be really stress free, anxiety free. How many of you really want? No one really wants cancer, but I'm saying that, okay, even if small things trouble us, okay, even if our foot is hurting, we may be totally stressed. Okay, whole we may not be able to look into like what are the good things. My hand is working, my leg is working. But how many of you really want, aspire for that kind of a life where amidst difficulties we can be actually pain free actually. Okay, I see only come Param Prabhu. Okay, okay. Yes, because this is, yes. Here is the thing. Like, okay, we are all aspiring for this. This is what we really are aspiring for. It is said, Kamala dala jala jivana talamala bhajau haripada nitire. This life here, this life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. You know what happens is, if a drop of water is on the lotus petal, right, anytime it may fall off. So we are always like that. Array means if someone, I'll tell you about someone who comes to the US, right? From India, they might think, oh, this is like a demigod or a devta who has come there. Okay, many people have this thing, like, but if you look at like what kind of immigration challenges like people go through if they people do not have job. I've seen so many people suffering like anything. Anytime like, okay, all their entire thing will crack down like, okay. Nowadays like, okay, many of you know that there is recession. I was talking to someone like very recently, yesterday or day before, because of the recession, how things are like, and there is a lot of firing going on, and okay, they are so much in stress. So it is saying that this life is tottering like a drop of water. Anytime things may collapse that way. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari, because bhajahu Hari pada nitire. Otherwise, the jivan is talamala. Anytime that's tottering. And and what is it that we can do for worshipping? When we take shelter of the Lord Hari, what happens is Krishna's energy works with us. I have seen this literally. Like it does not matter. One does not need to be an advanced devotee. But if one has faith that my shelter is only Krishna, Krishna, I want to take shelter of you. And very important is one has to be under guidance. Okay, one has to share what are their challenges. Okay, what they are doing in bhakti. What are their challenges? Has to share with someone. Okay, senior. Okay, with whom from whom they are hearing, or where they find in confidence, and whomever they are sharing, that person has to be. It should not be that they are also in the same level. They should have realized that part, right? Like they should be senior, they should be advanced enough that way. When you share that, what happens is that connection starts building. When we share our problems with senior devotees, what happens is, one is like, okay, they guide us in our journey, and secondly is their prayers act upon us. They pray for us, and that really helps. So Govindas is saying, Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pada Sevana Dasya Re Pujana Sakhijana Atmanivedana Govinda Dasa Abhilash Re. These are the 9 angas of devotional service. So here it is said, it is the desire and great longing of Govindas to engage himself in the 9 processes of bhakti. And what are those? It starts with Shravana Kirtana. Name, Shravan means namely hearing the glories of Lord Hari. What you are doing now is you are hearing the glories of Lord Hari. This is the starting of bhakti. When one hears about Lord Hari, that that really starts the bhakti process. And when one hears the glories of Lord Hari, what happens is they start engaging in chanting those glories. Whatever you are hearing, when you share with others, what will happen is you will remember that. So the second is chanting those glories. Kirtan means chanting whatever you have heard. Chant means sharing what you have heard, and then chanting like, okay, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If any of you are there, like, okay, who are not chanting yet, you can raise your hand. If you are not able to regularly chant, you can raise your hand. Is there anyone who is not able to regularly chant? Okay. Okay. Is there anyone who is chanting here like less than 4 rounds a day? Can I ask? Less than 4 mala every day? You can raise your hand. Oh, everyone is chanting more than 4 mala? That is very nice. So in the devotees generally uh, they aspire to chant 16 rounds, but there is also like if one has not started, like, okay, they can start with 1 mala. When someone comes to this 4, 8s, 12 and 16, these are important milestones, and through this, like, okay, we can see Krishna's reciprocation very beautifully. And for those of you, you may be aware, like we do this daily morning japa. When we do group chanting, that really helps to cleanse our heart. Just like we take bath daily, we have to cleanse our heart also. Heart has a lot of things which are inside. When we chant the holy name, it starts gradually cleansing. Our heart process starts. So why I was saying this is Sravana Kirtana. Kirtan means that we talked about like sharing what we are hearing, and then also kirtan also means like doing the japa, participating in harinam sankirtan, like in temples when they do group harinam, right? Then we participate in that. By sharing what we are hearing, what happens is we develop smaran, we develop remembrance of Lord Krishna. Our heart's purification starts, and through that we develop faith. Our faith grows. Initially, when we do Shravan, okay, if we have faith in someone, then we start hearing from them. Okay, if we do not have faith or respect in someone, then we don't hear from them. Okay, if we have faith in someone, then we start hearing from them. So I would I would suggest everyone, like, okay, to to hear, and then to also actively think in your mind from which channel do you have faith. Because many people, like what they do is they may be hearing from devotees, but they may not have personal connection with that devotee. Okay, we may be hearing many YouTube videos or something, but if we do not have personal um, connection with the devotee, what will happen is we may be hearing many general things in class. Okay, so remember, like in the school days, just like, okay, there is a class teacher who will teach everything, but then they will have private tuitions also. So in the private tuition, the teacher will tell what is required for this child. So similarly, if we have a personal connection with a devotee who is more advanced to us, why more advanced? So that they can guide us. Then we can receive personal guidance. Okay, I heard this, but this is not possible in my situation. What do I do? This is my situation. When we start having those conversations, that means that okay, we are inclined, we want to advance further. So this is very important. I hope that is clear. Then there is Vandana. Vandan means prayers. knowing that, okay, offering prayers to Lord. So we should know what kind of prayers we should offer to Lord. I want to have a session in future where we can talk about how do we offer prayers. So the first thing, like, okay, for offering prayers is we should start with pray with offering Dandavat Pranam. We should the Matajis, they don't do Dandavat, they do Panchang Pranam, which is like, okay, your stomach, like, okay, that doesn't touch, like, okay, the ground, like, okay, you just bend on your hips, um, and then, like, okay, you put your hand down, but whoever are prabhus, like, okay, they lie flat as Dandavat Pranam. So when we offer a Dandavat Pranam, that time, like, okay, it is a sign that, okay, Krishna, I am offering myself to you. I surrender unto you. Please accept me. Many times you may see that, okay, there are many people who may not be able to offer Dandavat Pranam. If it is not due to health, then uh, then what happens is, till our internal, okay, sometimes the false ego may be very high. Sometimes many people may not know also. Like I did not know earlier, okay, that what is the significance of Dandavat Pranam. So when we know that, okay, that is the significance, that, okay, we are offering ourselves to Krishna, we want to take shelter of Krishna, we want Krishna to actively play in our life, we can pray like this, that Krishna, I don't know anything, please guide me, Krishna, please guide me, I want to be purified. These, you know what, like, okay, this anger, greed, envy, pride, they are just taking control of my mind is always disturbing me, always these negative thoughts are coming. We can pray this. Okay, and I will have a detailed session on prayers, how to pray, what to pray. And we should offer our, before we share, like, okay, what our bad things are, we should offer gratitude to Krishna. Krishna, I'm so grateful to you because you know what? I am getting food to eat, right? I have a job, I have a house, I have a place to stay. There are so many people in the world who do not have a house to stay. They're not getting food. Our body functions are functioning. Okay, my hand is functioning, my legs are functioning. I can hear, I can see, I can get your darshan, I can hear. See, think about this. One day, if you don't have an eye, okay, if someone goes through an eye surgery, how painful it is, right? But if someone does not have an eye for their lifetime, how difficult it is. If someone is unable to hear, if someone is unable to speak, can you imagine how difficult it is? Krishna has given us this ability. We should use this for Krishna's purpose. Can any of us really claim that, okay, we can, oh no, I deserve this, okay, I should get this only? No, it is not like that. This has been given to us by Krishna. We should use that in Krishna's service. When we use, like, whatever our father gave us, right, when we use that in father's service, how much, however little it may be, but it pleases the father. Krishna is our supreme father. If our father gives like 20 rupees, and then if we to spend for something, and then he's, or let's say, like, son is going for college, like, okay, he's given 2000 rupees, but when he comes back, he he comes and he brings a small gift for his father. It could be a very small thing, like, okay, that he brought for his father for 5 rupees or 10 rupees. But as soon as the father sees that, the father becomes very happy. Hey, I gave him 1000 or 2000 rupees, and from that he spent some few hundred or whatever, 20 rupees or 50 rupees, whatever amount is not important, but he thought about me. That is the most important thing. So, so that is one, then prayers. Then there is Pada Sevan. Pada Sevan means serving the lotus feet. Always thinking of how we can be a servant of the servant, Lord. Okay. The best thing is, like, okay, um, Pada Sevan is like, okay, many people take blessings from um, elders. Okay. Pada Sevan means, the see, if someone is taking blessings, touching the lotus feet, like, okay, they take the dust on their head, parents are blessing. But if the child is not listening to that parents, he just comes and just takes, like, okay, this dust on the head, is that much of use? It is not of much use, because the child, that is just like, okay, he's doing a formality, are ashirwad kar do, but then, okay, the child is not hearing anything, and that is useless. But if the child, okay, he's he's also like he is constantly hearing what the parent is saying, then this pleases the parent more than like what it would have uh, by just touching the feet. He would have done it. And if he's doing both, then what to say about it? Right? The child is so cultured, valued. Similarly, Krishna is giving us these instructions. When we follow this, right, this will please Krishna. Then dasya, dasya means be, being a servant. Okay, always praying to Krishna. Krishna, how can I serve you? What will please you, Krishna? Thinking like sometimes we are put in difficulties, and in those difficulties, and I'll have a class in future like about this also, like that what to do in difficulties. But in every difficulty, if we pray Krishna, please protect me over here. And Krishna, like if we are in a good situation, if we get some opulence, we get some Lakshmi, we think that Krishna, how can I use this in your service? If we think like this, right, then Krishna will understand that okay, this person is trying to think about me in all situations. This will develop our bond with Krishna. See, the beauty of Krishna is not like any Devta. We have never heard about Devta, one Devta multiplying, but when Krishna married this 16,108 wives, right? He created 16,108 palaces for these wives. And Narad Muni, when he visited like these palaces, he saw that Krishna was in each and every palaces because he multiplied so many times. When Krishna was doing the Ras Leela with the gopis, right? Each gopi thought that Krishna is with me only. That means Krishna multiplied so many times. And so that did not stop with when Krishna was on the planet. Even in today's date, Krishna has a personal connection with each and every one of us. As it is, as I was saying earlier, ye atha mam prapadyante tam tatha bhajayamyam. As we reciprocate with Krishna, he will reciprocate with us accordingly. So we should definitely desire that okay, I really want personal reciprocation with Krishna, right? How many of you really like this point? Okay, see, we are all trying to please our bosses, this, that, house member, this, that, but how many of you really, really want to please the topmost boss? Array, like even if we go for I don't know, like in India, like when we go for this driver's license, right? Like, okay, people are there, like okay, who want to go to this agents who will get you this thing. Once, like my father arranged, I went to India, and then I had to get my driver's license at a very short time. So what my father did is he arranged in such a way that um, uh, there was one influential person he got me connected to, and he was also an agent. But then this agent knew the topmost boss in that whatever that RTO, road tax office or whatever, road transport office. So there he knew the topmost boss, and I needed the license in 1 day. Okay, generally it takes 30 days. Okay, so he arranged for this. Now there were many other agents, like they were coming and telling me like, okay, now in that situation, will I really bother about the other agents when I know the topmost boss? I will not. So so in that situation, consider that situation, like if we know the topmost person, if I know the CEO of the company, do I really care about my supervisor? Means I have to keep him happy. Yeah, I have to do my work, but I don't have to be scared about him. I don't have to live in fear. Is this making sense? Like, okay, how many of you really feel that okay, we really want to be in that state where we build our relation with the topmost personality? I don't have to really care about like okay, who are in this middle and this middle guy, and okay, I will do my job well, but like okay, I wouldn't get carried away with like, okay, what this guy is telling me or not. As long as the topmost guy is with me, is on my side, do I really care about like what these other persons are? Yes, thank you, Sumita Nandan Priya. Yes, thank you, Param Prabhu. So with with that, like, okay, uh, so pujana means like okay, worship. Okay, so worshiping him with flowers and incense and so forth. Like, okay, and then sakhi jana. Worship. This is becoming a friend to him, and Atma Nivedan means complete surrender. So Govind Das, he's actually desiring to do this. Okay, so why I'm saying this is because when we start our bhakti, right, we may see all of these many things, and we may be wondering, अरे worshipping, अरे वो सब तो अभी तक कुछ पता भी नहीं है. It's not that okay, we have to do all of this. We can start with this first 3 or 4 Shravan, Kirtan, Smaran. If we focus on these, right, whatever we are hearing, we share with others. Then we do we do regularly do japa, and we participate in kirtan wherever kirtan is happening, and we try to remember what we have heard in our previous classes. If we do this, right, this is a great starting point. And then when we have our class on prayers, then we can talk about this Vandan. What are the prayers that we can offer in our difficult situations, right? So when we do that, it will really help all of us. So, oh, I missed some message actually. So, Kamlesh Prabhu was saying that okay, I did the same thing, but I missed that. Like, what was it related to? Kamlesh Prabhu, do you want to just share that? Sorry, I missed that. I'm just seeing the message. You can unmute, Kamlesh Prabhu. Oh, maybe you are unable to unmute. Should I? Um, yes, Prabhu. I saw your message, Prabhu. Oh, on the driving license. Yes, Prabhu wrote here. Okay, fine. Yeah, on the driving license, Prabhu is saying that okay, he also did the same thing actually. So yes, so exactly as you see that okay, um, he could relate with my story. As we go from US, like okay, we may have very limited time and we need this in a short duration. So yes, uh, thank you, Prabhu, for sharing that. So that is how it is. So with that, like, okay, I would stop it here. And most importantly, like, okay, when we are doing on a regular basis, if we are trying to chant our rounds, like, okay, and when we chant our rounds, before that, if we pray that okay, oh Lord, please make me a pure devotee, I want to be cleansed of all the contaminations I have in my heart. So that what will happen is, when things are pounding on us, if our internals are clean, we will be able to look at these things in the right perception. How many of you really feel that, okay, we need to get our heart cleansed? Uh, yes, Sumita Mataji is raising her hand. Yes, Nandini Priyamalaji. Because we are constantly in a constant struggle, okay? If someone tells something to us, we get affected with that. So if we analyze, if we see this, and I had shared one of this class earlier, okay, journey of self discovery. So I would recommend everyone to hear that, where I very detail in a very detailed way have shared that okay, why we need to cleanse our heart. And if we pray constantly that I want to become a pure devotee, I want to, why pure devotee? So that I can be used in Lord's service. I can become an instrument for the Lord. The instrument of the Lord does not mean just doing puja. It could be in any service. Okay, if so that I am able to, whatever I am doing, it could be taking care of my own family. But by taking care of my own family, I am pleasing the Lord, because I am always looking at them as Lord's child. I am looking at it as Lord's family. Okay, that way I am always taking care, and by doing that, I am pleasing Lord. It could be anything. It could be doing my work also. I could be thinking that okay, I am doing this work for Lord, and by doing that, I'm pleasing. But at all times, maintaining that consciousness. So when we chant, we should pray that okay, we should become a pure devotee. Because if you see that okay, this ladle that is used for cooking, right? Even if that ladle is unclean, uh, from our previous basi food, right? We don't use that same ladle for our next cooking, right? So we have to clean it, because we are using it for bhoga of Lord. Okay, even if it is for us also, we cannot use that same thing for next cooking. We clean it. So why we are cleaning it? Because we purify that. Similarly, if we are unclean from within, then we will also not be used in Lord's service. So we should constantly pray that okay, we get purified. And when we get purified, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that in that case, Lord hears all our prayers. I, I think I shared this earlier. Is there anyone who does not remember that? Then I can share that, only that portion of the prayer. Anyone wants to look at that? You can raise your hand. Okay. Kamlesh Prabhu is saying that, okay, wants to, okay, then so it is this prayer. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kori. So in this case, I will talk about, I will, if you have any questions, I will share that later, but I'll share this portion of the prayer, which is these, here it is said, Shadanga Sharanagati hoibe jahar tahar prarthana shune Shrinanda Kumar. It is saying that, okay, who's किसका प्रार्थना सुनते हैं श्री नंद कुमार? ताहार प्रार्थना सुने, who has Shadanga Sharanagati, one who has Shadanga Sharanagati, one who has 6 types of Sharanagati. Now, how many of us are there who wants the Supreme Lord, the topmost boss of this creation, to hear? Because think about this, Arjun's chariot driver Krishna became. Krishna became the chariot driver. It is the driver position. Why is it like that? Because because of love of Arjun. Okay, and and this is the qualification, that Dainya Atma Nivedana Goptritte Varana Avashay Rakshibe Krishna Vishwasa Palana Bhakti Anukula Matra Karjero Shikar Bhakti Pratikula Bhava Varjan Angikar. That after that it says Shadanga Sharanagati Hoibe Jahar Tahara Prarthana Shune Nanda Kumar. But to make it easy, because there are 6 items, I want to tell one thing, that out of these 6 items, we should start with 2 items. We should focus on 2 items. That is, because taking 6, we may not be there yet. But out of this 6, if we focus on these 2 items, then other 4 will slowly start falling in place. What are those? भक्ति अनुकूल मात्र कार्य रशिकार भक्ति प्रतिकूल भाव वर्जन अंगीकार. Means whatever is favorable to bhakti, we should accept that, and whatever is unfavorable to bhakti, we should reject that. If we do this, and if we have questions, we should take guidance of senior devotees. If someone has guidance, if someone has questions, you can also post in the group also, or you can reach out to me personally also if you have similar situations, like, okay, what do I do in this situation? Then but by doing this, what will happen is we start pleasing Krishna, and slowly our doors to the other 4 items also start opening up. This is very, very important. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, okay, he's blessing that, okay, anyone who follows these, Sri Nanda Kumar, he hears. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur he's he's a he actually came into this world like about 200 years before, but then he's not an ordinary person. He is a Manjari in the Radha Krishna Leela. We'll talk more about Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He's also called as the 7th Goswami, who was actually declared 7th Goswami by none other than Lord Narsinghadev. There is very beautiful details that we can talk about this in a later class. But I just wanted to share this, okay, because we all want to be, we are dear child of Lord, and who doesn't want sweet reciprocation of Lord? Whatever Yashoda Maya had 5,000 years back, it is still happening today's world also. Yashoda Nandan is Yashoda Maya's child, okay? That Yashoda, that child is always reciprocating as his mother. Question is, who qualifies to be mother? Who really wants that love? We are all hankering for the love in this material world, but when we start loving Krishna, we see that he reciprocates like nothing that we have ever experienced before. And when we experience that, we lose the taste of all the lower things that we have in this material world. So with that, I would stop here. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Krishna Prabhupada ki jai, our sweet Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Gauranga friends. Bhaktivinoda ki jai. If anyone has any questions, we can take it now. And if any comments or any suggestions that you have, then we can certainly take that now. Or else, like, we can stop it here. Thank you, Kamlesh Prabhu. If would anyone want to, you can raise your hand. I'll just see that, okay, if anyone is raising their hand. Okay, thank you, Nandini Pramataji, for sharing. Is there anything, uh, are there any suggestions like for improvements, like, or anything that if I have accidentally hurt or said anything like which was inappropriate, I seek forgiveness. If you liked it, it is the mercy of the Guru Parampara, and it is all glories to the Guru Parampara, my Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. Um, there is something I want to share with you. I shared in my earlier class, and I'm sorry that I could not upload the last class yet, but I will do that hopefully today or tomorrow. On Monday, it is Gaur Purnima. It is the most auspicious occasion. It is the birth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we all have the ability to get the highest blessings in this. I shared that in a detailed class. Nandini Priya Mataji, like if you want, you can share your notes with everyone, and I will share that class also. Like, I would request those who missed that class to hear that one, so that I want all of you to get all complete blessings of Gaurang Mahaprabhu. He is most merciful, most magnanimous, and he came to give us the highest blessings. So please don't miss out on this. This is, and on the days that, on these type of days, Ekadashi, I would request all of you to follow Ekadashi. There are Ekadashi um, reminders being sent in our group by Ananta Karuna Prabhu. Ananta Karuna Gaura Prabhu. The thing is, when we do Ekadashi, these are called Madhav Tithi, means they are very dear to the Lord. When we do this, our heart gets purified. And when our heart becomes soft like a butter, then that Krishna, Brajendra Nandan Krishna, he comes and he steals our heart. Okay. And it cannot get more blissful than that. Trust me. So with that, I will stop here. I think, like, thank you for all for your so much participation. And in the next class, I will try to make it more. I know this class was also like you were constantly sharing your feedback also, but I'll try to. I'm trying to come up with something where we can make it more and more interactive. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. You all have a very wonderful weekend, and plus wish you all a very happy Gaur Purnima in advance. Hare Krishna.